Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're taking another look at the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I really just want to say that this is an odd device that Apple released this year. It does not, at least to me, feel as premium as even the previous year. Again, I may be somebody who just likes the shininess of the rails that we have here on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. From the back, it's kind of similar. From the sides, you have your titanium, you have your stainless steel. This is definitely a nice weight reduction. This is heavier for sure, and especially with a big device, it's really great to cut that weight. But just it feels inferior in the way that kind of like the haptics feel. Like if you've ever had like a less expensive, and this is just apples to apples, Apple products to Apple products. It's not like a bad phone. It's definitely better than a lot of other phones out there. But it just, when you hear the vibration motor run in this, it feels solid. This feels like a very solid phone. This one, it has this kind of not tinniness, but just right above what you would think tinniness would be. Like the way that it vibrates differently. Of course, this is a different metal. This is titanium with an aluminum frame on the inside. And this is one answer that I cannot get fully. I need to watch some more teardowns. What percentage of stainless steel is the iPhone 14 Pro Max? And I mean, the band on the outside, what is the structure made of on the inside? Like how much stainless steel do we have here? And how much titanium is in this phone? Because as far as I can tell with the breakdowns, is that this little outer part is titanium, and it's not even full titanium. It's kind of like an aluminum phone with a coating of titanium, because I can't really tell how thick it is on the outside. Now, one thing that really, like, it may be seen as a good thing or a bad thing, but Apple reduced the cost of fixing the back glass just in case the back of this breaks. And it went from $549 to $199. Now, somebody wouldn't do that out of the goodness of their own heart if it wasn't easier to break this. And I believe it is easier to break. If you've seen Jerry Rig Everything's video where he does the crack test, immediately it cracks. It's the Pro Max is the weakest of them all. I believe the Pro doesn't have that issue, and the aluminum iPhone 15s, regular and Plus, don't have that issue either. But with this, it just seems to be an issue that we're going to have to deal with. And outside of Apple Care, it's going to be $199. And also, I think they reworded Apple Care. I believe, and I may be completely wrong, that the previous Apple Care for devices like the iPhone 14 Pro Max within like their 2 years was, I think, 3 times that you could get like a specific repair. Now, as I see it, it's unlimited. I think they made a more fragile product and are reducing the cost of fixing it by 3, but I would say maybe it's 3 times more breakable. If you've seen Everything Apple Pro's drop videos, it's literally just like if I'm standing here and it's at my waist and drops on the back, it cracks. This one, and I remember seeing the videos last year, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, just you could drop. Of course, it would get dinged up, but it was just a solid phone. You wouldn't get cracking until maybe about head height, as I remember. It was a powerhouse. It is really good at just like absorbing that impact. But something just doesn't feel right. Another part would be the USBC. USBC. Yeah, why does that sound wrong when I say it? Anyway, the USBC. And it's because I want you to hear me inserting the Lightning connector into the iPhone 14 Pro Max. It's solid. It feels solid. This is a piece of metal that's going into an open cavity, and that's it. It feels solid. Do you hear that click? Put it next to the mic. It feels solid. And also, if you see, you know what, like sometimes you have phones that have little scratched up parts because maybe micro USB was a sharp port. And if you're kind of like trying to pick around, it may nick things. This has rounded edges. If you see this here, this has nice rounded edges. It's really hard to kind of like ding things up when you have a piece with rounded edges. Now, what I want you to see is USB-C. It's rounded on the outside, but you have like these thin pieces of metal that would go around. See, it's not just an open cavity. You have, oh, it doesn't want to see. You have a little piece inside. Now listen to how this sounds. Look at that, it's already shaking. I really think Apple has gone like, okay, yeah, we'll do USB-C, but we're going to give you an inferior product. I really think that if you take away the data speeds and the charging speeds benefits of USB-C 3 compared to Lightning, the port I think is inferior. And I do think because of all because it's not a rounded piece anymore, you are going to get scratches on here. Even with a case, I do believe so, and I'm kind of waiting to see when that happens. And because we have this black finish over natural titanium, it scratches easily, more easily. It just doesn't sound right. It sounds empty. It kind of fits in there. It's already wiggling around. This is going to probably transfer power, but it doesn't really matter. This feels solid. This is shaking back and forth. I would say that I think the USB-C port is going to be a weak point, and I think when you have failures, you're going to have to pay for this out of pocket. I usually do not get Apple Care, but this is the first year that I'm really thinking, okay, I think I'm going to get Apple Care just to be a little bit better with the ports, because I'm just a little bit worried about the weak points of USB-C. Now, I know I've used USB-C on iPads in the past, but that's not something that I'm taking with me always. The iPads are a little bit heftier, and I'm really kind of dedicating my time looking for the port and inserting those. And they kind of like, once they're there, they sit, they charge, and they're doing it. I don't use the device while it's on charge. In certain times, I use my device while it's on charge, which means it could be yanking the cable back and forth, a little bit moving, just because, first, this is going to be another thing. Battery is not as good as I think it should be. I really think that this is a little bit inferior battery to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. I know that people have run real-world tests, but using the iPhone 14 Pro Max for the first half of a day, I really, and this is not a scientific test, this is just what it feels to me. I feel like I'm depleting this more slowly than I'm depleting this. I feel like it's going faster. Maybe it's because I'm using it a little bit more because it's a new device, but I'm doing just what I would do. I'd look at Instagram, I'd render videos, check emails, just do like the normal stuff. And I feel like something it feels inferior. It feels like this is an inferior product from all the reviews that I've seen, from just it being not, like, it doesn't look premium. And again, I'm always thinking about the shine that you get from the iPhone 14 Pro Max with that stainless steel, polished stainless steel. This is not polished. And I don't know. I feel like it gets fingerprints really easily. Of course, stainless steel will as well, but it still has that overall shine. Like, I haven't cleaned this at all, but it just shines. I love that purple too, though. But it just does not feel as premium of a product as it was. And something about my stupid brain is like, the heavier one feels more premium, especially with this polished portion on the outside. It just feels more premium. I really want to know, guys, what do you think? I think that they've made a great product for what it does, but what it is, materials made, I think it's a lesser product than what we had before. I kind of like, I have in the back of my mind, are they really trying to cut costs to keep this at the same price, but with inflation raising everything, they're not going to be like great people and give us a discount for just giving us a discount, because your intention as a publicly traded company is to make as much money as you can for the stockbroker, for people who hold your stock. I don't know, something just feels wrong about this phone. I love using it. I love that 5x camera. It does get a little bit warm. I haven't gotten it to temperatures like 100 degrees Fahrenheit like some people have said, but for me, it kind of lives in a case here. I did drop this for the first time with this. I was washing my hands and it kind of just fell off this, and of course nothing got damaged with this giant case. Not sponsored, but I really like these like ridges on the end. But for me, something about this just feels wrong when they decrease the cost for repairs. I think that means it's more susceptible to repairs, to needing repairs. But anyway, guys, if you have any comments or questions, please put it in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm on Instagram and Threads at M8B9. You can email me at creativenyc2023@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time. I love the weight. Something feels off about it.